What's up, YouTube? Serious here. Now, ever since they launched all the way back in 2019, Apple Plus has put out some really decent content. Obviously, Ted Lasso, Shrinking, and all. And 2024, they saw a lot of really interesting like projects. So here are my official top 10 favorite Apple originals of 2024. Whether they're like films or new series or even new seasons. So here is my list. All right. Number 10 is the Steve Martin documentary Court Steve. Now, this was from the same director of the Mr. Rogers documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? And of course, this is a documentary about Steve Martin, which I'm still a little surprised that it wasn't Hulu doing this one. But anyway, it was still a really decent documentary, to say the least. Steve Martin, pretty much talked about his career and all. I know it was really great, really showcasing his amazing legacy from SNL to his film career, his TV work now. If you guys have not watched Steve, it's on Apple. It's also from A24 too. Definitely give that one a go. All right, number 9 is Sugar. Great year for Colin Farrell, by the way. Of course, he had the Penguin, which that's in separate TV list, and of course, Sugar. Sugar is really it's not as good as, let's say, the Penguin or anything like that, but Sugar was a really decent series. Definitely a really decent detective story. It follows like John Sugar, played by Colin Farrell, who's this private investigator recruited by a wealthy movie producer to investigate the disappearance of his granddaughter. And I thought it was a really decent one. Colin Farrell really played his part very well. Lots of crazy twists and turns around. There is a second season on the horizon, so happy to hear that. So not a bad series to say the least. All right, number 8 is a film called Fancy Dance. Now, Fancy Dance stars Lily Gladstone, who recently got a Oscar nomination for Killers of the Flower Moon. And of course, it's where after her sister's disappearance, Jax has care for Roxy, but pretty much grappled by the Sensei Kagaya reservation in Oklahoma, and of course, they're like law enforcement trying to locate her and her sister here, and it's a really heartbreaking, touching story. Lily Gladstone was really great. The one who plays her sister, Isabel Kovoy, I think her name is. She's an actress. Keep your eye out for a really decent flick to check out. All right, number 7 is The Instigators. Of course, this is a new Doug Liman film, which had like Matt Damon, Casey Affleck, and it was a really fun little action film or thriller here. You know, of course, you had the likes of Paul Walter Hauser. You know, who else was in this? Oh yeah, you also had Alfred Molina. Forgot who else was in this thing. It had some really good cast members. Hong Chow was in this. You know, if you guys don't know much about the story, it's where like Rory and Kabi are unlikely partners who are thrown into this heist, and they pretty much like outrun police, backward crates, and crime bosses. Oh yeah, you also had Ron Perlman. I kind of froze up on his name for some reason. It's a really fun, entertaining one. The chemistry, like Matt Damon, always has a good chemistry with an Affleck. If it ain't Ben Affleck, it's gonna be his brother. So yeah, but it was a really decent film, worth giving a go. And of course, they're supposed to do a sequel to that. So now, speaking of films that's definitely not getting a sequel, number 6 is Wolves. Now, Wolves isn't a great film or anything like that, but it was actually pretty decent. Of course, Apple really balked this release because it was supposed to be released in major theaters, but yeah, they decided to just dump it straight to streaming, which unfortunate. But Wolves is actually a pretty decent one. Directed by John Watts, who gave us the Tom Holland Spider-Man films, starring George Clooney, Brad Pitt. Where like these two professional fixers are forced to work together on a job despite their preference to operate as lone wolves. And it's a really entertaining film worth giving a go. Amy Ryan was also great in this. Austin Abrams was pretty good in this as well. It's a really decent film worth giving a go. All right, number 5 is Fly Me to the Moon. Now, this movie, of course, did got a theatrical release all the way back in July. But I think because between this, Argyle, Napoleon not doing so, and even Kills Fire Moon not doing so well, I think Apple decided, okay, we're not gonna do the theatrical model and just it's unfortunate, but you know, like I say, Fly Me to the Moon was a really decent one though. With Channing Tatum, Scarlett Johansson, takes place during the 1960s. Rocket launch, and all, and of course the performance. Like Channing Tatum was great. Scarlett Johansson, uh, Ray Romano, Woody Harrelson. I thought it was a really nice little film. Really cute, really charming. I like the '60s aspects. Really decent flick there. All right, number four is Blitz. Now, of course, this does take place in World War II London, starring Saoirse Ronan, and it's where like this 90-year-old named George is evacuated to a countryside by his mother Rita to escape the bombings there. And it's a really decent heartfelt film, directed by Steve McQueen, who gave us 12 Years a Slave, Widows. The one who plays the kid, Elliot Heffernan, he was really solid. It's a shame that Saoirse Ronan's probably not going to get an Oscar nomination for this. That's unfortunate, but she was still pretty solid in this. It is a really interesting film to say the least. And if you guys haven't watched it, it's on Apple. I say give it a go. All right, number three is Presumed Innocence. Now, this is of course the based on the Harrison Ford's film of the same name, which is also based on a book technically too. Now this is of course stars Jake Gyllenhaal, who pretty much plays like this prosecutor who becomes a prime suspect in the murder of a colleague whom he was having an affair with. And Presumed Innocence, like lots of crazy twists and turns around. Jake Gyllenhaal gave a terrific performance. Some of the other cast members was really solid too. I thought it was a really decent one, to say the least there. All right, number two is Bad Monkey. Bad Monkey, I really thought Bad Monkey was an excellent series. Of course, starring Vince Vaughn here. And if you guys don't know much about it, you got of course Vince Vaughn who plays this Miami the police department who turns into a health inspector who investigates a case involving like human remain like a human arm. And of course this does take place in Florida. Like season two is also coming, which of course is set to take place in LA this time around. And man, Bill Lawrence, by the way, is literally becoming my maybe one of the best TV careers right now. Obviously, he came off with the show Scrubs, but lately with Ted Lasso, my number one pick, he also created. And I can't wait to see his new one he's doing with Steve Carell. I mean, he's really killing it in the TV gang, and Bad Monkey is one of them. Vince Vaughn, probably the best he has been in recent years. You also had Jodie Turner Smith. Uh, this guy from Deadpool, Deadpool, Rob Delaney, he was great in this. Uh, of course, he played Peter in Deadpool, in the Deadpool movies. He also had some other cool cast members too. I mean, it's really fun. It's really entertaining. Crazy twists and turns around. It's a really great one. And I cannot wait to see where they're gonna take season two at. And my number one favorite Apple original of the year is pretty much the best show Apple has put out, and that is the new season of Shrinking. Now, of course, the first season technically premiered last year, but this is a new season, so I'm adding in that. Shrinking season two is this is one of the best shows on TV. I mean, if you guys don't know much about the story, it's pretty much where like a grieving therapist starts like to break the rules by telling his clients exactly what he thinks. Here, he of course lost his wife, and wants to have a new approach to his loss. And you also have like Harrison Ford, Jessica Williams, the one who plays Jason Segel's daughter in this. I think she deserves an Emmy nomination, especially for one of the episodes. Like I really thought she nailed every inch. The one who plays her friend, Summer, steals lots of scenes. I mean, one thing about the show is literally there's nobody that that you dislike. I mean, even let's say Brett Goldstein's character, who a little bit of a spoiler. Brett Goldstein's character ends up pretty much being the one who killed Jason Segel's character's wife, and even though he actually did that, you still actually sympathize with him, and man, I tell you, Brett Goldstein, I'm not gonna lie, I think he's better in this. This is gonna be unpopular to say. Shrinking's better than Ted Lasso. I know that's probably gonna be unpopular. Ted Lasso's cool and everything, but man, something about Shrinking is just excellent. You know, the writing, the dialogue, the cast of characters. Guys, if you guys have not watched Shrinking, it's on Apple. Do yourself a favor, go watch it. Cannot wait for season 3 when that premieres. And also, the best Harrison Ford has been in years. Like in a time where Harrison Ford came back as the likes of Han Solo or Indiana Jones and all. I think this is his best role. Like it really showed like it always makes you forget how great Harrison Ford is when he's not those characters, you know. So yeah, like or of course the finale was today, which the finale is excellent too. Definitely go watch Shrinking. It's you'll be glad you did. But that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. 10 Steve, 9 Sugar, 8 Fancy Dance, 7 The Instigators, 6 was 5 Fly Me to the Moon, 4 Blitz, 3 Presume Innocent, 2 Bad Monkey, and number 1 is Shrinking Season 2. And there's lots of other ones I probably could have added too. Masters of the Air is pretty decent. Let's see. What else we got here? Still gotta check out Bad Sisters. I've heard so many good stuff about Bad Sisters. Let's see. What else we got here? Lady in the Lake was actually pretty decent. The Big Cigar was pretty good. Franklin, the Benjamin Franklin one was good. I was pretty disappointed with before. You know, that's the psychological thriller with Billy Crystal. I wanted to like that, but I really couldn't get into it at all. Let's see. What else we got here? Definitely not Time Bandits. That was pretty terrible. Palm Royale was okay, I guess. Not the best, but Sunny was alright. I mean, lots of interesting. Oh, and obviously, definitely not on the movie front. Definitely not Argyle. Uh, but yeah. Oh, and the Snoopy one, the Charlie Brown one, Welcome to Franklin, that was pretty good too. But let me let you guys. What are some of your favorite Apple originals of the year? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notification. This is Henry signing.